Hello, today I'm going to explain this project that I made, this CRUD project that I made using Node.js. In this video I'm going to explain what is the structure that I use to develop the app. For developing this application, I try to separate the front end and the back end, so the implementation has a front end and a back end application. The front end connects to the backend with HTTP requests, and the backend handles a request and connects to the database and does all the operations. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of what the application does. Here I'm going to show this is the application. Here we are showing a list of products. So we can see here all of the products that we have. This is some sort of catalog so that people can go and see the products that are available and what is their cost, and if they have a description, so that people can go in this some sort of catalog and then individually see each of the items, get a description and see the item. So this is just a basic list of the products for the catalog. And now I'm going to show the part of the admin. Here in the admin, what we try to do is so that admins can go into the administrator and handle all of the products, to create new products, edit existing products, or also delete products. So we're going to make a test with all of these scenarios. For now, we're going to first create an account so that we can log in with a new user, and then we'll go ahead and make the tests with the products. So now I'm going to create a user here, and we're going to create a password. So it says the user has been created successfully. Now I'm going to log in. Okay, so now I am able to log in, and it redirects to the products view, the products administrator, and here we can see this button of creating a new product. Then we have a Bootstrap data table of all the existing products. This is great since we are able to change the amount of entries that we see. We can search products, we can reorder them by the filters. Here is showing the amount of entries that are currently available, and since pagination is implemented here on the Bootstrap data table, then we can go through the pages. But since we only have 5, then there's no pagination needed here. Okay, so the first that we're going to do is we're going to create a test product here. We're going to add some random information here so that we can create this test product. Once we create the product, we get feedback that the product was created successfully. Here we have the product that has been recently created, and if we go to the view products, we will see that here is that recently created product. So we'll go back to the administrator and we will go ahead and update this product. We're going to change the information that is being stored here. So if you notice here for the URL image, whenever the URL that is provided it's invalid or it's not found, the application places a placeholder for the image that says no image available. So we can go ahead and view the products again. We'll see that the product has been successfully updated, and then we'll go and delete this product because we don't need it. We get the feedback that the product has been deleted. We'll test here the search. We'll search for this product. So this is basically it. This is the administrator for the products. We had tested creating, updating, and deleting all of the products. And we'll just go ahead and log out. We'll go here and we'll see that the login has every validation needed in order to make a login. And also whenever a user enters an invalid login, then they will get that the user does not exist. or the front end side for the user to enter the password. So for example, if the user exists but the password is wrong, then we'll get a message, wrong password. Same here on the register, we have all sorts of validation. For instance, we are trying to create a user with a username that already exists, then the application will not let us create because the user already exists. And maybe if we are creating a user that does not exist but the password does not passes the validation, then we get an error message and what is the format that we need, which is 8 characters, at least 1 letter, 1 number, no special characters. So that's it with the application. I've shown login, register, how to create and updating products. But now I'm going to go into the code part, into the project structure, and the mainly reason why this video has been created. So I'm going to talk about the structure of the applications that I have developed here. So first I'm going to talk about the front-end application and all of its parts. So first we have the public folder. In this folder we're going to store all the JavaScripts and the style sheets for each of the views. Then we got the routes. This is basically all the URLs that are available for the application, and I've separated them into 2 files. On admin product routes, I got all of the routes that are available for the administrator, which is the view for all of the products. The products admin, creating, editing the products, and here on products we only got the list of products and viewing a product by ID. So that's with the routes. The routes specifically, whenever a route statement is being called, then the routes communicate directly with the service. If you see here, I am requiring this service in order to be able to call this function to return the product. So on my service I have all of my HTTP requests that I am making to my backend application. So here I have defined what is the host of my backend application, and with the help of this Axios library, I'm performing an HTTP GET operation or protocol to call my data. This is basically how the functionality of the service is here, is making the calls to the backend API. And on the views, we got basically the views. This is basically HTML code. I'm using for this application handlebars in order to generate data dynamically. So it's using this specific format, and for the loops, this other format to generate data dynamically. And going to the part of the deploy from the front-end app, you need to create this proc file in which you're going to add this web field and tell Heroku what is the script that you need to run in order to run your application, right? So this is the proc file, and also you have to specify on your port. In my case, I was using this static port, but you have to place process.m.port or 3030 in case you're running on your local environment. So this is basically how Heroku is able to deploy your app, and that's all from the front-end application. Now I'm going to talk about the backend application structure. So for this project, first we'll need to start with routes, which is basically the classes that define all the endpoints that my backend API will have. We're going to go into this admin routes. If you see here, we have 2 post protocols or functions, and then they redirect to this specific function here on this controller. So on the admin controller, whenever they call in the post or register endpoint, then it will redirect to the function register here. So on the controller, all the validations that are needed to be done for the parameters that are being sent, either on the body or on the query params. So here I'm validating all of these parameters. Once the validation is done, if we have any errors, then we will return a bad request error and we will send the error. If not, then we will make the operation that we were trying to do in this case. We are trying to do a register operation. So here in this scenario, I'm generating a salt with the help of this library of bcrypt in order to generate a salt. Then with this function hash sync, I am able to generate an encrypted password so that on the database I store the encrypted password and not the plain text password. I'll show the database in a moment. So the same here for the login. In order to do the login, I'll need to first obtain the current salt so that I am able to encrypt the password that comes from the input. Then I can compare both of the encrypted passwords. So here in this statement, I retrieve the user, all of the users. So also I'm retrieving the salt. In this step here, what I'm doing is that I am encrypting the password that comes from the input. So this is what comes from the input. And I'm using the salt from the database to encrypt that password so that I can compare both of the passwords, the one that comes from the form and the password that I have on the database. If they are both equal, then that means that the user credentials are correct and he's able to log in. So I send a positive response. So as you can see here with the structure that I have, I'm using the services directly on the function to perform direct database operations. For example, in this admin service create user, if I go into this function, you'll see that I have here only database operations here. So here I have an insert statement, which I will insert that information into the database. This is the structure that I'm using. So the routes redirect to the controllers. The controller may connect to the database to insert, to update, to select, whatever it needs to do. And I'm going to show a little bit about how the database is being structured. So first I'll talk about the products. If you see here, we have for the products an ID, which is an auto incremental value. We have the name of the product, which is a unique, and we got a category ID, which is a foreign key for the ID of the categories column, of the categories table, I'm sorry. So if you see here on the categories, we just got some categories. If I show the products, these are the products on the application itself. And also if we go into the user, we see here that we have also an auto incremental ID, the user, the password, and the salt. And if we display the users, we can see that we are not storing any plain passwords, and we're storing the salt in order to make logins. So this is the basic database structure. Now I'm going to talk about a little bit of Heroku. So Heroku is an application that you can use in order to deploy your apps, and it's very easy to use. So what I did here is that you need to go to create a new app and create the app, and then you're going to specify which is your GitHub link. So you can find your GitHub link so that you can share it on Heroku and be able to deploy. You will select what is the branch that you want to deploy. In my case, I only have branch, so your branch master. And whenever you push to your master branch, then then it will directly deploy your code. So that's basically how it works on Heroku. So that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching all the video. Bye.